Good morning and welcome to the Ohio Giving Day broadcast, live from the university's beautiful new Esports Arena. I'm Sam Spinelli, a junior in the Scripps College of Communication, and I'm joined here by Scripps College Dean Scott Titsworth. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Sam. Happy Giving Day.
Happy Giving Day. Before we jump into our conversation, I wanted to remind everyone watching that we just kicked off the day's first Power Hour. So right now, the first $100 of every gift made to any Giving Day fund will be matched dollar for dollar, up to $25,000. Thanks to a generous gift from the Ohio University Fund, will be matched Ohio University Foundation Board of Trustees and University Leadership. If you haven't made your gift yet, right now is the best time to maximize your impact. Visit givingday.ohio.edu to give. Let's quickly check our numbers so far today. More than 200 donors have given $198,000.
Those are great results so far. This year's Giving Day is all about funding the Ohio experience. And these donations are critical to take down the financial barriers that many students face and also allow them to make the most of their time here.
I'm glad you mentioned that, the Ohio experience. Let's talk more about that. So, engaged learning, this amazing concept, what is that?
Yeah, engaged learning is a huge focus for Giving Day across all the colleges. And the way I would define what engaged learning is through a story. I get to talk to hundreds of alums every year, and regardless of when they graduated, they tell me two things. One, that their success after graduation happened because of a professor that really impacted them. But two, they got to do things at Ohio University, like be in clubs, organizations, internships, and things like that, that really impacted their ability to apply what they're learning in the classroom outside of the classroom while they're here. And ultimately, that's what I would say engaged learning is.
Absolutely, that experience is so fundamental. And is engaged learning, is it new? Is this concept old? Has it been around for a while?
You know, that's a great question. I think that we've been doing engaged learning for so long at Ohio University, but we didn't really know what to call it. And so we had to think about what is it that our students experience that is super impactful to their time at Ohio University and after. And at the end of the day, there are a lot of things that our students do where they engage things they learn in the classroom outside of the classroom. And so I wouldn't say that it's new, but I would say that over the last couple of years, we've decided, look, this is a hallmark of our university. It always has been. And now that we have a way of talking about it, we're going to make it even more.
Yeah, that's so important. So you talked about it a little bit, but what's significance? How can students really benefit from this?
So I think at the end of the day, the students benefit from engaged learning because they get to do things outside of the classroom in student organizations like working for the Post, or in the College of Business, they actually manage an investment fund. So they get to do things like that that helps them see what they're learning in class, how has applicability to their future careers. And I think that what's also important is that as students are doing those engaged learning activities, they're actually doing things that will go on their resume, will go into their professional portfolio, so that when they graduate, it almost looks like they've been on the job for a couple of years already. I know that, you know, you and I first met 2 years ago, almost to the day, when I was recruiting you to come here. And since you've been here, you've been involved in a lot of things that I would consider engaged learning. What are some of the things that you do as a student?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I have a laundry list of things I've been involved in, but to highlight some of them, I run 3 different social media accounts here. Do a lot with ESPN3, which helps broadcast the athletics, basketball and volleyball games, which is really awesome. I got to run cameras for those. I even do live videos through Ohio Athletics. So a lot of things have led up, and I've just recently accepted an internship at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So all of my engaged learning has really helped me, and it has made much of a difference in my college experience here. So let's keep talking about that. So this is Giving Day, absolutely. So financial support from alumni on Giving Day, how beneficial is that? How important is it for alumni to want to give on Giving Day?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when I think about how students engage their learning experiences outside of the classroom, there are resources that they often need. So you mentioned your internship at Charlotte Speedway. We have students that go to internships all across the country, every summer. And there are some instances where students literally wouldn't be able to afford to do that. So like when we send students to New York, of course, the cost of living is just crazy when you go to try to live in New York for 3 months over the summer. And so we have to find ways to support students to do that. So that's one example, in the Scripps College, but this is true across the university. We want funds that will help us give students sort of emergency support so that they don't have to say no to an internship and they can have the financial support to be able to live in DC, New York, LA for 3 months over the summer. One other example, though, this great new facility that we're broadcasting from, the esports facility, of course, we already have all the computers and the technology in here, but we want this to be open. And so we have to have students that would be in here that would monitor what's going on in the facility and help, keep the equipment running. Well, that takes financial support to do that. And so one of the ways that experiential learning funding can help the esports facility that benefits students across campus is through dollars that can be used for student employment.
Absolutely. That money is so important. And let's talk about the esports facility you mentioned. We're here. We get to show this off for the first time, this beautiful facility. What role will this facility play in engaged learning for students when they finally get to come and enjoy it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I want to underscore that. We get to be the first people
It's
on
amazing.
camera from the esports facility. I love that. Well, I think that, what's so interesting about this facility is that it is, first of all, a state-of-the-art computer lab on campus. And so there are a number of computers inside this facility that is really going to let students come in and not only take part in esports fun, but also they might have a professor that comes in to teach geographic information systems or other things that require intensive computing and high graphics. This could be a classroom during the day. Behind me, you see the computers that will be used for our varsity esports team. And so I think what's so cool about this facility is that I think the way it's used is going to change throughout the day. During the morning hours, it might be a really advanced classroom, but during the evening hours, it's a place for building community among students who have an intense interest in esports. And by the way, this is a state-of-the-art broadcasting facility. And so the fact that we're able to do this live stream on Giving Day is because of the vision that went into building this facility for students.
Absolutely. And it's so cool we get to be the first people to use this facility right now and use this broadcast facility. It's really amazing to get to experience it. And you talked a little bit about its purpose, but who can use this facility? Is this open to everybody?
Yeah, this facility is a university-wide resource. And so we know that our esports club, which has over 400 active members in the club, of course, they're going to be using this, throughout the year to engage in esports competitions, to have fun with each other and build community around that common interest. And so that's a use for this. But we also, Jeff Kuhn, the director of the esports program here at Ohio University, is also planning really fun event-based days. So he was just telling me that in October they're going to do a scary game night, right?
Awesome.
And so that might be an opportunity for people that like you and I that maybe hasn't engaged in esports competitions previously to come in sort of a fun atmosphere and learn more about it. And so this really is a facility that we think has impact across the university, that classes in various colleges that can take advantage of the technology that's in here will be able to use this facility. But again, also it's a place for community building among our students that want to pursue esports maybe as a future career path.
Absolutely. And I know coming into this, I didn't know much about esports, but this is a $2 billion a year industry. And so I'm super excited for the students to be able to use this facility and really garner all their talents through this beautiful facility that we're sitting in right now. But experiential learning at Ohio University is not going anywhere, especially with this great brand new facility that we've been mentioning. So how will it evolve in time?
Yeah, so like one of the other stats that I think is so interesting is that our esports program has already established a presence on Discord, which is one of the platforms where esports is broadcast. And that Discord platform already has 1,000 members that follow it, right? And so that tells me as an academic leader that esports is something that is of high interest to our students. It is something that impacts not only our students' co-curricular experiences, but also increasingly it's becoming a part of our academic curriculum. We actually have a certificate in esports so that if you want to go into that as a career, you can get certified in esports through a partnership between us and the College of Business. And so I don't think it's going to go anywhere. In fact, I think it's going to explode. As you said, the amount of money that is going through the esports industry right now makes it one of the most significant entertainment-based industries right now. You put it up alongside music, motion pictures, television. I mean, it's huge. And so what we want to do is to provide this space as a focal point for students that want to develop their skills through experiential learning and go into that industry after they graduate from Ohio University. And we know they're excited about that, and we're very excited about it as well.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great time to even just see all these students really garner all their talents through this facility. So thanks so much for that great discussion. Before we go, let's check back on In the Giving Day numbers. Looks like we're up to over $220,000 from more than 300 donors.
And don't forget that the dollar-to-dollar match is still going on. So if you haven't made your gift yet, now is the time to get in and do that so that you can actually have even greater impact with your donation to support students.
Absolutely. Definitely take advantage of that. So thanks again, Scott, for joining me.
Thanks, Sam. It's been awesome to be a part of this experience with you and to be able to sort of launch this facility for students.
Absolutely. And happy Giving Day, everyone. Join us at 2 p.m. for another live broadcast when we'll hear from a few students about their Ohio experience. See you then.